Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I want to dive into a question that's crossed all our minds. What's the secret to success? Why do some people soar to incredible heights, building businesses, creating art, transforming lives, while others, despite their talent or hard work, stay stuck? Is it luck? A special gift? A hidden formula passed down in secret? Today, I'm going to share what I've learned about what successful people do differently. These aren't just traits of the rich or famous. They're principles anyone can apply to live a life aligned with their dreams. Success isn't one size fits all. It's about becoming the best version of you. Let's explore 9 things successful people do differently, with stories to show how these ideas come to life. 1. They embrace a growth mindset. Successful people cultivate a growth mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck describes this as believing your abilities can improve with effort and learning. They don't see failure as a verdict on their worth. They see it as a stepping stone. Take Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Before she became a billionaire, she sold fax machines door to door and faced constant rejection. But she didn't think, "I'm a failure." She thought, "What can I learn?" That mindset led her to invent a product that revolutionized fashion, even though she had no background in design. We all face moments where we doubt ourselves. Maybe you didn't get the promotion or a project flopped. A growth mindset shifts your perspective. Instead of "I'm not good enough," ask, "How can I get better?" Try this. After a setback, write down one lesson you learned and one small action you'll take next. For example, if a presentation didn't go well, maybe the lesson is you need clearer slides, and the action is practicing with a friend. Over time, this habit turns obstacles into opportunities. 2. They prioritize discipline over motivation. Successful people don't wait for motivation, they lean on discipline. Motivation is like a spark, it ignites but fades. Discipline is the steady flame that keeps burning. Consider Ernest Hemingway, the Nobel Prize-winning author. He didn't write only when inspired. He set a daily goal, 500 words, no matter what, and stuck to it, even on tough days. That discipline produced masterpieces like The Old Man and the Sea. Discipline sounds daunting, but it's about consistency, not perfection. Want to build it? Start tiny. If you're aiming to run a marathon, begin with a 10-minute jog 3 times a week. If you want to learn coding, commit to 15 minutes a day on a free app. The goal is to make the habit so small you can't fail. I tried this when I wanted to read more. Instead of a whole book, I read 1 page a night. Now I'm finishing books regularly. Small steps compound, and discipline makes them stick. 3. They build strong relationships. Successful people know they don't succeed alone. They invest in relationships. Mentors, peers, and supporters amplify their impact. Look at Michelle Obama. Before she was First Lady, she built a network of mentors who guided her through law school and her early career. She didn't just seek help, she offered it, fostering genuine connections. Those relationships opened doors and gave her the confidence to pursue bigger goals, like her work in education and health advocacy. Relationships aren't about collecting contacts. They're about trust and mutual growth. Ask yourself, who inspires me? Who can I learn from? And how can I support them? A simple way to start is to reach out to someone you admire. Send a thoughtful message, ask a specific question, or offer to help with something small. When I wanted to switch careers, I emailed a professional I respected, asking for advice over coffee. That one conversation led to a mentor who changed my path. Nurture your connections. They're your safety net and your springboard. 4. They focus on what matters most. Successful people are laser-focused. They don't juggle a dozen goals. They zero in on what drives results. Steve Jobs famously said Apple's success came from saying no to 1,000 good ideas to focus on a few great ones. When he returned to Apple in 1997, he slashed dozens of projects to revive the company with products like the iMac and iPod. That focus turned Apple into a titan. In our distraction-filled world, focus is a superpower. Try this. Each Sunday, write down your top 3 priorities for the week. Not 10, just 3. Maybe it's finishing a report, spending time with family, or exercising. Then, guard your time fiercely. If a request doesn't align with those priorities, say no kindly, but firmly. I used to overcommit. Meetings, favors, side projects, until I started this habit. Focusing on my top 3 cut the noise and boosted my progress. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what counts. 5. They take calculated risks. Successful people take calculated risks. They don't leap blindly, but they embrace uncertainty when the potential outweighs the fear. Consider Reed Hastings, who co-founded Netflix. In the late 1990s, he bet on mailing DVDs to customers, a risky move when Blockbuster dominated. But he studied the market, saw the internet's potential, and later pivoted to streaming. That calculated risk made Netflix a global giant. Risk doesn't always mean betting your life savings. It can be asking for a raise, pitching an idea, or moving to a new city. To make risks manageable, break them down. What's the worst outcome? The best? What's one step I can take? When I wanted to start a blog, I was scared of criticism. So I tested the waters, posted one article anonymously online. The feedback was encouraging, so I kept going. Each small risk builds your courage for the next. 6. They stay curious and keep learning. Successful people are insatiably curious. They never assume they know enough. They seek new knowledge constantly. Take Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man. His notebooks overflow with questions about everything: bird flight, human anatomy, water flow. That curiosity didn't just make him a great painter. It made him an inventor and scientist whose ideas were centuries ahead. Today, learning is more accessible than ever. Read a book outside your field, watch a documentary, or take a free online course. I love the 5-hour rule. Spend 5 hours a week on deliberate learning. Bill Gates uses it, reading and reflecting to stay sharp. 5 hours sounds like a lot, but it's just 45 minutes a day. Last year, I used this to learn basic graphic design, which helped me at work. Curiosity keeps you adaptable, and adaptation is key in a fast-changing world. 7. They practice resilience in the face of adversity. Successful people are resilient. They bounce back from setbacks stronger. Life throws curveballs, but they don't stay down. Consider Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner. At 15, she was attacked for advocating girls' education in Pakistan. Instead of retreating, she recovered, moved to a new country, and amplified her message globally. Her resilience turned a tragedy into a movement. Resilience isn't about ignoring pain. It's about processing it and moving forward. One tool is self-compassion. Treat yourself like you'd treat a friend after a failure. If a deal falls through, don't berate yourself. Acknowledge it hurts, then ask, what's next? Another tip is to build a support system, friends, family, or a therapist who remind you of your strength. When I lost a job early in my career, I felt crushed. Talking to a mentor helped me see it as a chance to pivot, and I found a better path. Resilience turns scars into stepping stones. 8. They align actions with purpose. Successful people align their actions with a deeper purpose. They know why they're doing what they do, which fuels their drive. Take Blake Mycoskie, founder of Tom's. He didn't just want to sell shoes. He wanted to help people. For every pair sold, Tom's donates a pair to someone in need. That purpose attracted customers and kept Mycoskie motivated through tough times, building a brand that's both profitable and impactful. Finding your purpose doesn't mean solving world hunger. It can be as simple as creating joy or solving a local problem. Reflect, what matters most to me? How can my work serve that? When I started volunteering at a community center, I realized teaching kids to read gave me a sense of meaning that carried into my job. Try this. Write down one way your daily work connects to something bigger. If you're a teacher, it's shaping minds. If you're in sales, it's solving clients' problems. Purpose gives your efforts direction. 9. They celebrate progress, not just perfection. Successful people celebrate progress, not just perfection. They don't wait for the finish line to feel proud. They honor the journey. Simone Biles, the gymnastics legend, didn't become the most decorated gymnast overnight. She celebrated small wins, nailing a new move, improving her form, long before she won Olympic gold. Those micro-victories kept her motivated. We often fixate on the end goal, but that can feel overwhelming. Instead, track your progress. Keep a journal of what you've accomplished each week, no matter how small. Finished a tough email? Learn a new skill? Pat yourself on the back. When I was training for a 5K, I celebrated every extra minute I could run without stopping. Those mini wins built momentum. Progress, not perfection, keeps you moving forward. Conclusion, the secret is you. So, what's the secret to success? It's not a single magic bullet. It's a blend of growth, discipline, relationships, focus, risk, curiosity, resilience, purpose, and celebrating progress. But if I had to sum it up, I'd say this: successful people act. They don't just dream or wish. They take intentional steps, even when it's messy or uncertain. They understand success isn't a far-off prize. It's built in the choices you make every day. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing we've talked about today. Maybe it's starting a tiny habit, like reading one page a night. Maybe it's reaching out to a mentor or saying no to a distraction. Take one small action this week, then another. Years from now, you might look back and realize those steps were the start of something extraordinary. You don't need permission or perfect timing. The secret to success is already in you. It's in what you choose to do next. Thank you for listening. Let's go make it happen.